What if every choice you've ever made, every thought you've ever had, every tear you've ever cried, and every dazzling future still waiting in the wings, was already written down? Not in some dusty ledger, but in a living, breathing field of energy that surrounds and permeates you right now. Welcome to iMusingz. Today we journey into one of spirituality's most breathtaking ideas, the Akashic Records, often called the universe's ultimate library, or as some mystics put it, the cosmic internet. Akasha is Sanskrit for ether, for space, the subtle substance from which all things arise. Ancient sages spoke of it, theosophists revived it in the 1800s, and modern seekers tap it for guidance every single day. Why should you care? Because if nothing is ever lost, if every experience holds meaning and is lovingly archived, then confusion gives way to purpose, and isolation melts into belonging. The records aren't outside you, they're an energetic extension of you, and today we'll explore what they say about your soul's journey. Picture the records less like rows of books and more like a quantum supercomputer. Every soul emits a unique frequency, an energetic fingerprint, and honestly every thought, emotion, and intention you've ever radiated is imprinted there. So, what's in your file? Well, first there are past life patterns. Not Hollywood fantasies of being Cleopatra, rather, the deep habits, talents, and fears you keep replaying across incarnations. An irrational terror of water might trace back to a life cut short at sea, and a gift for languages could be centuries in the making. Next, there are karmic lessons. Before you incarnated, your soul chose themes to master, maybe unconditional love, maybe personal power. The records spotlight these lessons so challenges stop feeling like punishments and start looking like, custom-designed growth labs. Have you ever felt mysteriously drawn to painting, healing, or maybe even astrophysics? That magnetic pull, it's actually the echo of your soul's blueprint. And honestly, when you access it, you're not really learning something new. You're actually remembering what you were born to do. So, let's talk about myth number 1. The records are a crystal ball that predicts your future, but the reality is, they reveal potentials, branching timelines that are really shaped by your free will. Here's myth number 2. Only psychics can reach them. The truth? Anyone can cultivate the skill with practice, integrity, and a genuine desire for healing. So, there are like 3 common ways people access the Akashic Records. The first is through a trained practitioner. You can kind of think of them as interpreters who are fluent in the Akashic frequency. The second route is self-access. Through meditation or sacred prayer, you actually raise your vibration to meet the field. And then, the third way is a spontaneous glimpse. Ever had a dream or déjà vu that just felt so much bigger than a regular memory? Well, you may have brushed the records already. Whichever path you decide to take, there are really 2 guidelines to keep in mind. First, intention rules. It's important to show up with humility and soul-level questions like, what can I learn from this health challenge? Instead of, will I win the lottery? And second, discernment protects. True guidance always feels expansive, loving, and empowering, never fearful or, ego-inflating. Clarity of purpose. When you decode your blueprint, suddenly the zigzag of your career, relationships, even your health, just kind of aligns into a clear storyline. Confusion lifts and self-judgment, well, it softens. Deep healing. Limiting beliefs often stem from ancestral wounds or even past life vows. A vow of poverty, for example, can morph into lifelong money blocks until the records expose and dissolve it. Bold, aligned action. There was this client who saw a healer archetype in her records, and finally, she left corporate law to practice energy medicine. And honestly, she felt like she'd come home for the very first time. Just remember, insight without action is really just spiritual entertainment, but insight with action? That's transformation. So, here's how to start. First, reflect. Journal recurring themes, joys, and struggles. Your life is already whispering clues. Second, set a soul question. Something heartfelt and specific, like, what belief blocks me from trusting my intuition? Third, explore. Book a reputable reader or try a guided Akashic meditation. Enter with reverence and record everything that resonates. And finally, act. Choose one tangible step inspired by the reading, whether it's forgiving someone, enrolling in a course, or simply speaking your truth. In doing so, you shift from passenger to co-creator, steering your destiny with the compass of cosmic memory. What one question would you ask if the universe opened its library card to you? Share it in the comments. I read every one. If this journey sparked something inside, please like the video and subscribe to iMusingz for more deep dives into spiritual science and soulful living. Thank you for watching. May your next step be guided by the wisdom already written in the stars, and in the Akasha within you.